This is my family watching my movie. Can it see all of you? Can it see Dad not paying attention? Yeah. Okay. That's my family. And now you can go do whatever you want. Or you can listen awkwardly. I feel awkward as shit now. As you may know, on March 5th, 2015, the Ringling Brothers made a final decision to remove the Elephant Act from what they call the greatest show on earth. Upon this accord, animal rights activists brought to light inhumane and cruel conditions of media animals into the limelight. But the only tidbit organizations like PETA forgot to mention was times have changed. And animals in the circus and zoos have guidelines to follow. On the mention of zoos, I'd like to bring forward the negative attention this is bringing to animal parks around our country. Many zoological parks in the United States are being attacked for animal confinement. But it's these animal parks that spark wonder and teach our children of some of the most amazing species on Earth. So today, I'm going to tell you why zoological parks are important in Western society. When you think of animals in captivity, your mind paints a very graphic rendition of tigers in box cages and elephants in squashed living quarters, an almost retro rendition of rundown zoos and failing circus troupes. But, despite what you might think about animals in captivity, not every zoo is an evil prison. Zoos, circuses, and marine mammal parks are regulated under the Animal Welfare Act, and its regulations are inspected for compliance on a regular basis. The Animal Welfare Act was signed in 1966 and is the only federal law in the United States that regulates the treatment of animals in research, transport, and by dealers. This law also covers guidelines for veterinary and medical programs at zoos, including staffing and medical treatment. The Animal Welfare Act licenses businesses that display animals to the public by an APHIS under Class C licensing. All zoological parks must be licensed by this law. The Association of Zoos and Aquariums sets forth another standard in which zoos are to meet: accreditation. In AZA, accreditation means official recognition and approval of a zoo or aquarium by a group of experts. These experts, called the AZA Accreditation Commission, carefully examine each zoo and aquarium that applies for AZA membership. Only those zoos and aquariums that meet their high standards can become members of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. An animal rights organization, All Creatures, stated, "Zoos create a false sense of security about the survival and welfare of other animals. A zoo filled with empty cages might be a more realistic way to convey these impending loss of species." This was stated in a magazine called Best Friends, published by the organization. This statement is powerful and conveys a strong message, but it's politically incorrect. Zoos in our country help a variety of species thrive. The San Diego Zoo in California has reintroduced 33 species back into the wild and helped encourage the growth of the giant panda population. The San Diego Zoo has the largest zoological membership association in the world, representing over 500,000 people. The San Diego Zoo Institute for Conservation Research is funded by these zoo memberships and have made amazing contributions to several animal species. For example, in late 2004, the very last Hawaiian pahuli honeycreeper bird passed away. Though the world will never hear the honeycreeper's song again, a team of 200 scientists were able to create a process of freezing genetic code for future research. Though the team was unable to save the Hawaiian pahuli honeycreeper, the loss of species pushed researchers harder to fight the battle against extinction. In Ohio, at the Cincinnati Zoo, the Carl H. Linder Jr. Family Center of Conservation and Research of Endangered Wildlife, aka CREW, was the first of its kind state-of-the-art research facility dedicated to saving endangered plants and animals from extinction. Dr. Terry Roth, a vice president of CREW, is known for her scientific breakthroughs that led to the birth of the first Sumatran rhinoceros produced in captivity in over 112 years. Dr. William Swanson, director of animal research at CREW, is an expert in small cat species and has made multiple advances in cat reproduction. The Smithsonian Zoo in Washington, D.C. is in direct correlation with the Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute, which studies behavior and research. The The Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute is located in Frontville, Virginia. Were you aware baby cheetahs are being born in your own backyard? This institute, which opened in 2010, was opened as a breeding center for endangered birds and animals, but with its success, they're able to conduct reproductive research. For example, the Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute's intensive studies of the Siberian polecat paved the way for a more effective reintroduction of the black-footed ferret, the most endangered mammal in the United States, back to its native western habitat. Last year, I applied for a volunteer position at the Cheetah Conservation Station at the Smithsonian Zoo. Though I wasn't chosen for candidacy, I was offered a backstage tour of the facility. Bedrooms were spacious, and the handlers had named each animal. The Grevy zebras were kind of jerks, but the Red River hogs were super lovey. The condor was an exceptionally picky eater, and the girls used seasonings, like the ones we find in our kitchen, to change things up for him. These animals were loved and very well taken care of. The fact is, some people are malicious. Some people are hurtful and have committed acts of cruelty. The stigma of those few deranged individuals shouldn't taint the work of so many good people trying to save these magnificent creatures. You can't say babysitters are a stupid idea because one babysitter murdered a child. The same as all zoos aren't at fault due to one zookeeper's negligence. These huge contributions are but merely a pebble compared to all the efforts of zoos across the United States combined. So the next time you hear statistics or facts found on the internet, know the truth. The zoological parks in our countries are working together to save species of the world. And most of my family just left to help my brother, but my mom is still here. Mom's left. And there they are. They're here too. Xavier says hi.